the live stream so that, yeah, so we're not live.
Okay,
Just so you
got you,
know. Yeah. So
got you, got
I continue to share the live stream so that while we wait for people.
right, gotta.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I feel as if
Yeah.
it's
Like
everyone on
I can see.
behind doing what it is that they're doing. So I feel as if that question is going to be vital and really understanding and knowing why.
Mm, yeah, I think so too. Okay.
Mm.
Every day, Facebook just has something different. Like now they've changed the overview and hi, welcome to the show, guys. I'm just waiting for a few more people to join us. Thank you guys for tuning in. Our guest is sitting right here, so we're doing it a bit differently this time.
Good afternoon.
So yeah, hi. And so please share. You're watching, just make sure you're sharing. That's what we're doing. That's what we're both doing behind the scenes. So we'll give it another minute and then we'll get into our conversation because we've got 1 hour with this dynamite. And so we really we have to tap everything that you've got to share because it's a free motivational speak. I mean, you're paid to do this, right? And
Yes,
we're going to be benefiting from it from free. So I just really want us to maximize our time.
I
So
got you. I got you definitely. I'm excited. I'm definitely excited to be on.
mm,
I've been telling people going international, going international, going international because this is what it.
mhm.
Because for you to definitely be in Britain and for me to be here in, more so United States, Georgia, it's a different, it's a very different type of feeling. It's a very, it
you're
just,
in, you're international now.
yeah, that's what I was saying. I was so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I guess,
So
okay. I'm happy. I'm happy you feel that way.
thank you a lot.
I
So
continue to share the. I'm
please,
trying to.
you trying to
Can
share it on?
you? Yeah.
You can
I
just share.
think
You can share the same link that you gave to me. You can share that. Thank you.
I know, but like my Facebook is just stuck on just some. It's weird. The interface has changed. I don't know. I found
It's
it. I found it finally.
all.
Okay. Hi, we have Mbole. Hi, Mbole. Welcome to. Hello, for real. Hello, Emily. Um,
That's
Thank you
good.
guys. Hi, Mimi. Thank you guys. Welcome to the show. Welcome, everyone. I'm really excited to be back on the live show. It's been a minute. So, officially, welcome to another episode of the Goretti Show. I'm really, really excited to be here today to spend this hour with you. As you can see, our guest is right there, pumped and ready to roll.
Ready, ready, ready. Well, I would say you want me more so started off in the as far as who I am per se.
Definitely. I mean, go ahead. They're watching there, Randy. So
Got you.
tell
So
the world who you
my
are.
name is Randy Mbouge. I
Mm.
am a motivational speaker, author, investor, and Houston-based realtor. And honestly, I just want to continue to say that I have a lot of gratitude for this opportunity and for you to actually be, allowing me to come on your show. And I've been really, talking about this consistently, saying I'm going international. The motivation itself is going international. So this really just feels as if only like the beginning. And so I was even talking to a friend earlier today, and she literally said, right now it's you're going international and speaking, more so via a webcam, and say next year you're actually taking a flight and
Oh,
going
yeah.
international and speaking in person. So I was like, wow, like that really, that shift in thinking is very big. So I'm here to, deliver value any way that I can, and I definitely love all the interaction that's going to be within the comments. So, let's get into it.
I love that, and I guess for you motivational speakers, because you tend to speak you speak your future into existence through your
Yes.
work.
Yeah.
That's essentially a lot of what you do. I mean, in addition to helping up people, but generally, what's the difference between motivational speaking and coaching?
I feel as if when you're motivational, like when you're actually doing motivational speaking, right? I feel as if you're taking your experiences and now looking to feed into other people to then take them to a level within their own life, in a sense, because you can say your message and allow it to plant seeds in other people, but at the end of the day, it's predicated upon what that individual wants. I feel
Mm,
as if coaching, you're going hand in hand with them, because now they're paying you for, not only are they paying you for the service, but now they're taking you with them on their process to then have them reach a certain result. So I feel
mm,
as if the difference, it's not a very big difference, but I feel as if it's slight, because speaking is that, hey, I'm here to speak. I've given you value. Now, what you do with it is up to you. And it's not to say that it's not to say that it's shallow, but it's to say I've given you value. What you do with it is your choice. Coaching is
mm.
that I've not only given you value, but now look, you have to do X, Y, and Z to then, you know, create the result that you're striving for. I do feel
Well,
as me, from my perspective, that is the difference. So one is
yeah,
holding in, and the other is just giving you value, and something needs to click for you, for you to
yeah.
where you need to go.
I love that. Hello, Fadi. Welcome to the show. I love that because I think sometimes there you sometimes wonder, is there a difference? Should I get a coach? Should I get a motivational speaker? I'm
A little bit of a difference, not too much, but just a little bit, just a little.
yeah, yeah. Because I mean, the coach holds your hand right
Yes.
through the process,
Yeah.
while I guess would you say if I said that the motivational speaker just gives you the fix, like it's like a quick fix? Is that it? Is that
Mm.
what it is?
Ooh, I feel like that in itself is very powerful. I personally don't believe it's a quick fix. I feel as if that, how if you're speaking to someone, right, and then they hear something that really, really not only spoke to them, but actually triggered something within their own mind, if
Yeah,
the deeper than just a quick fix. Because I personally, when I speak, I don't speak that raw, I'm here to get you hyped up. I actually want to give you something that you're able to take from this speech and now execute it within your own life. So the difference between it being a quick fix and being a lifestyle are two
yeah,
different. So I would say it depends on the speaker and how the message was delivered, because
yeah.
not here's information the same, and so the
Definitely,
way that they receive it is also different.
definitely.
Yes,
So
I
yeah.
like the question. That was a great question. That was a great question.
Well,
Caught,
thank you.
caught me off.
Don't worry, don't worry. I don't want to brag, but
No, I like it. I like it. I like it. It gets you in check. It gets you in check. Like, this is why, you
yeah,
always continue to learn your craft, because you don't. I feel like you don't want to ever get caught up. Like, someone asks you a question and then you're not able to respond to it, and it's like, but oh, this is what you do, right? What
yeah.
happened? So you always got to stay prepared. Always
That's
stay.
I love that. But then, so in your experience, and you're pretty young in the journey as a motivational speaker,
I am.
and I mean, we're going to come to what inspired you to be that. But
Mhm.
before we get to that, even though you're young, but you know what you're on about. You understand the business. You understand. I've had the pleasure of listening to some of your videos online and stuff. So I've listened to you. So you got something. You got a bit of that Tony in the making. Tony, the one and only Tony Robbins. You're there, but you're going to get there. But you're on that journey.
Mhm.
But in your experience, what have you found are the biggest people's biggest fears? Like what is it that holds people back from taking that step? Because today we're talking about how to tap into your hidden greatness. That's our
Right.
the title of our show. So what have you found in your experience, and in the experience of the older people in the business or your mentors? What is the one thing that really truly holds? What's not the one thing, because the one thing is often fear,
Right.
but what is that fear that people have in common that holds them back?
So my answer to that, I would say that I feel as if a lot of the time we're worrying about what other people think about us, and then
Mhm,
by us looking to please others, we're then taking what we are able to do ourselves.
mhm.
A lot of hidden potential within people. There's a lot of opportunities that you may have missed. There's a lot of, different, say, ways that you're able to grow and prosper within your own life. But then the thing is, you're then limiting yourself because you're worried about what other people have to say about you. And it's an analogy that I like to use is that, look, at the end of the day, these individuals who care about me or who say these things as far as constructive criticism, they do mean well. But now at the end of the day, though, if I do not choose to actually go about this opportunity, I feel as if then I'm holding myself back from what can or could happen. So I feel as if, really believing in yourself is essential to then create the life that you want to live. If you're saying in a matter of fear, I look at it that look, when people look at the acronym of fail, right? FAIL, you can say
Mhm.
first
First,
attempt in learning. Do not hold yourself back
can
from
you
what.
repeat that? Because I think I've heard of false appearances. What
Oh, false appearance.
appearing?
That's fear. So
Oh,
actually,
so fail. You said fail, fail. Okay,
and there is the one fear. So there's two of them, but I like to do fail because a
okay,
lot of people say failure is bad. But then if you have the acronym fail, you say first attempt in learning. So say you have a business idea that you want to do, right?
yeah,
And there's something that you're able to do that I'm not able to do because it's just not something that I'm great at or good at even. So then it's like, why did you not even attempt to do it? And even if you fail, take it as a lesson. Do not take it as something that you're now, limited, or you are now, you have to go back to whatever it is that you were doing. But at least you can say that I actually took this step forward. I didn't listen to all my critics, because at the end of the day, we're all gonna have critics, but I rather be my worst critic and judge myself hard based upon what I actually did, not what other people said I could or could not do. You know, a lot of people, and that's the thing too. If we're wanting to then tap into fear, or false expectations appearing real, the thing is that I feel as if you don't know until you actually do it. So it's like the same way, like me in the last year, right? For example, I've lived in three different states in the last year. In the last year, I've lived in three different states, and I didn't know what each state would bring into my life. And so with me going into these various places, I've seen different people. I've interacted with, people that I never thought I'd see in my life. And then yet there's more to it, because then there's emotional development, and there is a self-development. There was, he had to look within and see, why am I feeling this way? All these things happening within my life. And so you become very self-aware. So you don't know until you do it. That's how I
yeah,
feel, as if you fear, you want to overcome.
yeah. Oh gosh, is that me?
Uh,
I So I'm gonna just remove you for a bit, hoping that he comes back. Hi guys, thank you. I like that, Carrie, and this is one of the reasons why I absolutely love this platform, because we tend to be really honest. Carrie says, "Fail first attempt in learning." Yeah, I recently failed big at something so round too. Randy, you're back. Hi. So for I couldn't. I don't know if it happened for others, but it
oh,
was
yeah, that's my bad. That might have been me. That's my bad. That's my fault, guys. Yeah,
that's okay.
I'm here.
So we were talking. I was just reading what Kerry said. He said he recently failed big at something. Round two begin. So what would you say to Kerry, who has recently just failed at something? Let's go.
I would say, first of all, learn from what you did the first time, so that you do not repeat those same mistakes. Because then it's like, if we're talking about growth and we're actually talking about evolution, what then needs to happen is that you want to actually type into the growth mindset to say that, I understand that I didn't do so well this first attempt. What am I then able to do the second time, so that I don't experience those same failures? So you're more so asking yourself a question, rather than saying, you know what, it failed, I'm not able to do it. Because now you're shutting yourself out from that second greatest idea or that third greatest idea, because you don't know.
Mm,
You don't know until you do it. Because and the reason I keep saying that is because I want to simplify the process as you are continuing to take action within your life. Do not make it, because a lot of the time I feel like we do overcomplicate things that don't need to be complicated. But because it's like, for example, say somebody says, I have a goal, I have a dream, and I want to accomplish this. And you say, great, that's what I'm talking about. I'm happy for you. And then they start saying, but I don't have this, I don't have this, I don't know how to do this doesn't even make sense. So then now you just already counted yourself out, instead of just taking that first step. Just take the first step. And then after that, then figure it out. If you're building a business, sometimes it's like that. You really don't know until you put your best foot forward, and then go. Just have faith
yeah.
in understanding what you're able to do.
So how do I just so you said something, and I'm taking you back to that. How do I, that fear that you said, just put your foot forward. What do I do to jump over that hurdle and put that foot forward? What's that? What's in that gap? How do I fill that gap?
There's numerous amounts of ways, because one of them could be, get a mentor, right? And which is, sometimes people say I'm not able to find one, but I feel like getting a mentor could also help. That's one. The second one, I would say, surround yourself with people who are already doing things that you want to do, because if they're already in the field, that means they've already taken that step. And then the third one, I would say, is that actually more so, it's like, the exercise is where you're plotting down what it is that you want to do. So you write in a circle, this is what I want to do. And what you do is next is that you write lines, like a spider in a sense, and you write down lines to then figure out the next route, the next plan that you need to take in order to get it done. So I'd say at least one of those three options would be perfect or ideal for you to then do what you need to do, to then
Okay.
get to that next level, to take that next step in your
So,
life.
yeah.
And
So
if in the comments, if in the comments at all, if I'm being, more so vague, or if there's something you want me to explain more in depth, please feel free to let me know.
okay. So Bola is asking you what's the difference between a mentor and a coach?
Ooh, that's a great question. I would say that would depend on where you're at in your process, because I feel like a mentor would be in the beginning stages of your business or your life, right? There's life coaches and stuff like that, or like, just people who, you say you need like a, more so, someone who's saying that you need guidance, right? So you might say, I need a mentor in the beginning. And the coach, I feel as if when you're on like level 4, level 5, level 6 of your process or of your business or things that you're developing, you need a coach more so to then say, this is the goal that I want to reach. You know what? I don't know how to reach it. Can you please help me get there? And then the coach is going to construct a plan, or should construct a plan for you to then get there. I feel as if, to me, that's been the difference. I can't. I'm not able to hear you. That might be me, but
Ivy said she read, I do apologize. Ivy said she read somewhere that only 20% of people implement the things that they've learned from motivational speaking and training.
I believe that's true. I believe that's true. I really do believe that's true. I feel like, because, in that moment, right, when you're hearing those great things, it's like you're trying to execute on everything that you heard at once. But instead, why didn't you just take, one of the few things that you heard or learned, and then just do that and go forward with that? So I do
So
feel, and and with that too, it's like, that's why I like, when I like to do ideas or things that I come up with, I like to get on top of it as soon as possible, because then the momentum's already built up. So I don't have to, come back and then be like, well, I said I was gonna do it, let me do it. I don't want
yeah.
to, especially when I'm excited and the idea is fresh. Oh no, it's time to go. It's time to go.
Yeah, I was listening to Grant Cordon today as well, earlier on in the day. This, what is he, a billionaire, millionaire?
Close. I think he's close. I think he's close. I think he's very
He's almost a
close to
millionaire,
being
isn't
a,
he? Yeah, but he was
yeah, he's
saying
almost a,
that thing about acting on it, like act on it. Like if you he says, if you have an idea, act on it. If you've got if a deal comes through, act on it. The worst
yeah.
thing that will happen is if it falls through and it doesn't go through. But always act on it. There's always the urgency. It's very important in your journey to success. When the thoughts come in, when the deal comes through, whatever comes through on your plate, act on it. So he was stressing the importance of that. So there's another question from Bell. What about the mindset and available resources of the person prior to starting the plan? I think she's going off Mbole's question, which was what's the difference between a mentor and a coach? And then you said the different times you get a coach later on, and you get a mentor in the beginning. But then what
Right.
about the mindset and the available resources of the person prior to actually starting the plan?
I feel like your social circle. I feel like a lot of people, we don't tap into this enough, because there could be people in your circle that may be, associated, if you just reach out one person out. Like, say for example, you could go to your aunt or your brother or sister who's maybe already within their own life, and then you say, hey, do you have someone that that knows how to do this, or that has done this? Because there's a lot of the time we really don't know what other people are getting into until you ask them.
Yeah.
So you really, we just don't know. So then if you just ask, say, hey, do you know someone who's getting into this? Can they help me? Then that could be a resource for you. Another one, for the most part, is YouTube. A lot of people sleep on how much information is on YouTube. There's so many different people who have accomplished X, Y, and Z, and because of that, they have a lot to share. Because at some point, money can get not old, but money, if that's solely your fulfillment, there's more to it than just that. So then, they're like, hey, I can give back to society. I can give back with my information. So there's so many resources out there about what people know and how they're able to help others. You just got to look it up. Just look it up. Google,
Yeah.
Google, Google Academy. So Google University.
Or
Just
as you say, Google is your friend.
what, you know.
Google it, because Google is your friend. So I'll take you back. So we're talking today, our topic of today, and if you're just joining us, welcome to this show. Hi, Cecilia, and hi, Belle. If you're just joining us, we're going to be talking about how to tap into your greatness. And the first part, we've just been asking questions and about coaching and trying to really understand what being a motivational speaker is and the difference between that and a coach. Now, Randy, let's talk about a motivational speaker. Now, put on your motivational speaker hat and let's have a chat. We're talking about how to tap into our hidden greatness, because all of us have greatness hidden within, right? So, how do I
Yes,
even begin to identify my greatness? Wake me up, Randy.
got you. I love the questions. I absolutely love, me personally, I love questions. It helps you, actually think and then get to that point where you're like, I've done this before, or where
Yeah,
exactly did that come from? And so
yeah,
the first thing I would say is that get out a piece of paper, something like this. Just,
mhm,
you could do it now, you could do it later, you could do it, whenever you feel like it. I would do it now.
mhm,
But so you have a piece of paper, right? What
yeah,
you are able to do is that you write at the top,
yeah,
things I am good at. You just write
mhm.
things
Things
I
I'm good
am
at.
good at.
Yeah,
Yeah, things I'm good at. Things I'm good at. And then what you're gonna do is now you're gonna list off everything that you really do in your heart of hearts
yeah,
feel as if that you're good at. That to me is the first step to really
okay,
just say, what am I good at? What am I able to do? Because then think about it, right? For me, for example, when it came about speaking,
yeah,
I did not actually start speaking until I was more so like, I didn't take it seriously till I was like 18. But when I was 16, I'd hear things like, Randy, you should be a preacher. And I was like, I was like, preacher? I don't know about that, but, or like, Randy, these messages that you're sending me are so motivational. You should be a speaker. Like, why don't you speak? I'm like, I don't feel like speaking right now. So I would just type it. I would just type it because I was reading a lot of books. I'm an avid reader. I would read a lot of books. And so I would just be learning, just learning, just learning. And I would just be typing stuff. And it was great. But then it got to a point where I was like, well, why don't I speak? And so then that was the switch. That was ultimately the switch that went off in my mind to then help me get to where I am today. So, but I would say that's the first step, is start writing down things that you are good at or things that you like, that you are passionate about, even. Because then you're either going to want to adapt within the field or change the field. So I feel as if that could be the beginning of you really tapping into the things that you are great at. Because majority of the time, it is within. I could sit here for an hour, 2 hours, the whole entire day, and say that you're good at this, you're great at this. I've seen you do this, but if you don't believe it, then I could just be puffing. It's just me puffing smoke. You need to believe it. You need to genuinely believe that you are good/great at X, Y, and Z.
and so once you find that one thing that you think that you're good at, then what's the next step?
I would say test it out. Test it out. Like, I remember I was like 14. I was like 14 years old, and I thought I wanted to be like a comedian. I really thought I wanted to do like stand up comedy. And so I'd write down jokes, and with the jokes, I would tell a story. I would tell a story after saying the joke, and it
Yeah,
was fun. It was funny, but it wasn't like, it wasn't like I'm passionate about this, but it was just like, oh, people laugh, I'm funny, let me like, pay me. But it wasn't like I was really, say great at it. But if I did not test it out, how would I know? Like I wouldn't
Mhm.
know. It would just be an idea. And that's why I say knowledge is only potential power. Knowledge is only potential power unless executed upon.
I love that. I love that. Knowledge is only potential power unless executed upon. Okay, I have to write that down.
Knowledge is only potential power unless executed upon
Upon.
or on, on,
Oh,
upon, you know. So
yeah. I'm taking notes, guys. I hope you guys are taking notes as well, because I mean, it's always a room to to learn. Um,
I saw
oh,
you had a, yeah, you had a
Belle
question.
has a question. Belle says there is this saying: a motivational speaker can raise your hopes by making you believe that you can start a poultry with a feather. How true is that?
I believe that is true. That's why I'm so big on momentum because a little small idea, literally. So for example, I'm not here to, more so me marketing anything. Let me actually, I think it's if I turn this way. If I turn this way. So what you see, if I turn this way,
Yeah, yeah,
right here, what you see
yeah,
right here, this is my book cover, right? This is my book cover. Mind you, the idea started January of 2021. So it was nothing. It wasn't a book. It wasn't a book cover. It was literally just, here's an idea. Here is here is the title of a book, right? Here is the title of a book. Here is an idea, a concept that you can take and run with it, only if you want to. That's literally what my editor told me. She said,
yeah,
you should start writing. You should start writing today. And I was like, I hear you. Like I was like, okay, I guess. I guess. And let's say 6 months, 7 months later, it's published. It's published. Literally published. But if I did not more so take the time to then develop that idea, it wouldn't be a book today. So you see how, although first it may seem so small, it just seems so small. Yet then over time, it's grew into a castle. That's why a lot of people may see me today and they say, I see all the great things that you're doing. Like, bro, you're amazing. I see you. You're grinding. You're working so hard. But, sometimes people don't see all the like little sacrifices that came with that. And it's not to say, oh, you know, be more empathetic with me. No, but it's to say that it's going to be the same for a lot of people. It's going to be the same for you. Like you're working on your idea, you're working on your passion. And sometimes in the beginning, a lot of people are not going to believe in you. They're not going to see what you're seeing. And then over time, it then builds into something that you're able to show. But while it was still in the process, they didn't see that. They didn't know what you were going through. So
I, so I think again that idea of, is it idea, the action that it's always encouraged to act on it it's what it's very important.
yeah, I feel as
Yeah.
if, is that it's one of those pieces that's what holds a lot of people back without them realizing it. And something
Mhm.
that I pride myself on, even when I was like, let's say 3 years ago, right? I was always so big on, I do not want no 2 days to be the same. I was like, well, today is today, but yesterday, like today is not going to be the same as yesterday. That's what I
Mhm.
told. I said today is not going to be the same as yesterday. Like point blank period. That was one. Then the second one, I said that every single year that comes around, there needs to be growth. Even if I can grow 0.01% every single day, at least knew that I got better. At least I got better. That's all.
In
That's all.
anything, in any area of your life.
In anything, in literally anything. Because dude, let's not overcomplicate it. Think about it. If you told yourself, you know what, today I'm gonna do 15 push-ups. You did your 15 push-ups. Now think about it. That's momentum. You're now
Mhm.
saying I did it. Now let's test out 20. Then better yet, you say tomorrow. You say tomorrow, okay, I'm going to eat a salad. Then tomorrow you eat a salad. You can literally build the life that you want to live only because you started working on yourself little by little by little. But then, mind you, what people are not seeing and what sometimes we don't even see because we're in it, that you're growing little by little. Like you're building, like it's like you're building your own empire. So it's like one step, two step, three step, four, five, six, seven. And you're literally building a ladder, a stepping stool. And over time, you then ask yourself, how did I get here?
Yeah.
But then over time, you're not looking back, smelling what you've just done. All the sweat, blood, and tears that you put in to get here was a product of what you did last year.
Yeah. I love that. Every day, just make sure you grow every single day. Do some, no matter how small.
Every single day. So, yeah.
That's a, yeah, no, that's a really good one. That's a way to, yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, there's not too much I can say. Is that I'm internalizing it, and so when I'm internalizing stuff, my mind questions it, and so I was just going to give you guys a glimpse of
That,
my mindset.
that's okay. I feel like it's good to question things. I had to start doing that too, to be honest. Like, I had to really start asking myself why,
Mm-hmm.
because I would just go with it instead of saying, why am I doing this?
Mm-hmm.
Why does this work like this? Okay, how did I get here? How can I grow? How can I build? How can I scale? Because remember this, I learned this from Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad Poor Dad. And he said, a question opens the mind, a statement closes the mind. So if we were to take it to a different topic, not a different topic, but this is a longer topic, so I'm not going to go too in depth about this. But imagine you ask yourself, how can I make more money? And then it may be hard in the beginning, but then you start asking yourself, what am I able to do to then earn more money? And somehow, some way, you'd be like, man, I don't even use this. I could sell that. Okay, cool. You know what? People say that I should be selling this stuff. Why aren't I? Okay, cool. So then you're like, you're starting to then build up upon things that you're able to become a business, start a business. It's just little things like little itty bitty things like that, that people, sometimes, we're not asking ourselves that. And so it's very important to ask yourself questions. Ask yourself questions, just to throw that out there.
I love that. Like that, we have to ask us. Sorry, guys, I keep having to take myself off the screen so that we are all focused on him. But yeah, so the hack method. This brings me to your book, the hack method. What's the hack method?
So the hack method, the HAC within the hack method stands for habits, accountability, and consistency. And what I ultimately believe that, is building a successful foundation that you can stand on and live your life through. Not on, but through. So that then your foundation is set right here. And everything that you do after that is because your foundation never goes below this. And so then imagine a year from now, your foundation it went from here, here to here. And now you stand on this platform. And so then over time, you continue to grow. It's amazing. It's so amazing to see what people are able to do after a month, after 6 months, after a year. Never count yourself out. So I feel as if the hack method is that's ultimately where I was coming from when I wrote the book. Was I wanted to give gems and lessons that I went through, that I experienced, to show you that look, you're not you're not limited to what you are currently going through. It's temporary. It won't last forever.
I like that because a lot of people are going through stuff, and so if you're at that stage in your where you think that, let me say, if somebody is watching this and they're an older person and they're at the later stages of their lives where they're thinking that, you know what, I think I always thought I could do this, but it's too late now. I've got bills to pay. Um, Dreams should just be that dreams. Maybe I should leave it for the young people. What would you say to that kind of person?
With that being said, it's like what what else would there be though? Like if you had an option if you really had an option and you sat down and you looked to weigh your options, what would you choose? Like, what would you choose? Because I think about it like something I said ever since I was young was I just don't want to have any regrets. That's all I want. I just don't want to have any regrets. Let it be known that I gave everything that I had to give. And even if I don't accomplish my greatest goals and dreams, I know that when I lay on my deathbed, I have no regrets. And that's honestly something that motivates me now. To this day, I'd be like, I just don't want to have any regrets. I just don't. That's it. That's all. Let me give it everything I have. Let me give it everything that I have to give. So when I'm done, I look, there's nothing more that I can give. I gave it all that I had.
Yeah, it makes me think of this thing I read somewhere where an older person, the question was asked to a man in his an older man, I'll put it that way, and they asked him that what's the worst thing about growing older, and he said you have more time to think about all the things that you could have done and that you didn't do. Yeah.
That is amazing. That got me excited. Wow, wow, wow. That really got me so excited.
So apart, but not so many of us are thinking about regrets along those lines of regrets. We're thinking about, look, we're in Europe, or I mean Africa, wherever we find ourselves, and we have to do what we have to do to survive. And so maybe maybe those dreams again. I'll regret. I'll deal with it when I get there. Kind of thought. I'll deal with it when I get there. But yeah, I really. What about the young person? What would you say to a younger person who who? Yeah, have you been to Cameroon, Randy?
I haven't actually been to Cameroon yet. I haven't been to Cameroon just yet.
Okay, but you've heard all the stories, right?
Yeah.
So you know you kind of yeah, I'm sure your mom, your aunties, your uncles have painted the picture of what's happening back home. But
A
like for
lot.
the young people, it's a bit, not just in Cameroon, Africa, across Africa, a lot of countries in Africa, the young people are really um um this is what desperate. They're desperate because the futures look very bleak. It looks a bit hopeless. Hopeless is the word I'm looking for.
Hmm.
If somebody finds themselves in that kind of situation, what would you advise them? How do they tap into the greatness within so that the external factors of their reality stop appearing as stumbling blocks?
You said so their realities do not appear as a loss. Is that what you
As
said?
a stumbling block, or as things that they stand in their way.
You know, I've really encountered that that a lot, even on like Facebook, Facebook Messenger. And something I would say is that, really it is hard. It really is hard. But do what you can where you can. Because quite frankly, not only have I not been over there just yet, but because of the stories that I've seen and heard, I know how surreal it is. And so it really feels as if do what you can with what you have. Because it'd be I don't want to use the word unrealistic, but how would it look if I'm like, do this, do that, do that, do this. And then it's like the situation that you're actually going through is not only beyond your control, but yet it's adversity like no one in America has, maybe experienced because of the way the livelihood is over here. So I'd really say do what you can with what you have until, things change. I feel like
Mm.
that as if, it's the most genuine answer that I can give.
You're one of the more genuine ones, right? Because because a lot of motivational speakers will have something general to say
Yeah,
that's to
yeah, not
situation.
not not specific to what those circumstances are. And I feel like it's we need to be real about what's going on there and how
Mm,
we're able to actually help because
Mhm.
maybe some speakers haven't actually been to those parts of Africa where it's like there's a lot of great, amazing parts, but those bad parts are only bad because of maybe how the government is ran. You know,
Yeah,
nothing, which for the most part has nothing to do with the people that are actually suffering. So I would just
yeah.
end with what you have.
It all starts with picking up the paper, right, and finding out the things that you're good at.
Doing something, yeah, something,
Yeah.
something.
Okay. Well, guys, if you're watching, I hope you're watching. Let's see some likes, loves. I don't know. Was it to show that you're there? But thank you for watching. Mbole has a really great question. Today we're talking to Randy Mbouge, who is a young Cameroonian American, a motivational speaker and author, and of the author of the book The Hack Method, which, like he told us earlier, if you're just joining us, this idea of this book came to him in January 2021. Do you know how many you know how every new year, right? You pick out a pen and paper and you write down all the things you're going to accomplish this year. I can't believe that you've actually accomplished yours. You wrote a book, like the idea started in January, and now we have the copy. Oh, by the way, Randy is going to. Randy has a copy for one of us tonight. So we're going to do what kind of like a giveaway. So one of us is going to go home tonight with Randy's book. So I hope you have your questions for the person, right, Randy? So
Yes.
so he's gonna ask a question, and then whoever can answer that, he's gonna post that book to you wherever you are. So stay tuned. Don't go, don't go, don't go. So Mbole has a question, which is similar to what I asked you earlier. How would you advise, and what would you say? Because you're not really advising as a motivational speaker, you're what do motivational speakers do? You're encouraging, you're inspiring, right? You're
Mhm.
motivating. So, how would you motivate a 53-year-old who is still strong and wants to better their lives and is looking back and has some regrets on not doing things? I feel like motivational speakers tend to focus mostly on young people, but we forget that the older generation need a motivational speaker in their lives too.
Yeah, you're cutting out just a little bit. So okay, I think it came back. So I would say because I like to focus on questions because I feel like it's more specific to you instead of what I would just tell you to go and do. So I would say really internalize, some of those ideas that you feel as if you should have acted on, could have acted on, should have acted on, and did not act on. Because
Mhm,
I feel like to an extent that because of where you're also at in your life, that drive and that hunger has always been there to do what
mhm,
you wanted to do. It's a matter of just taking those necessary steps in order to get there. Because those ideas have not been forgotten. They're still
mhm,
they're still there. I feel like you're reminiscing on them, or that you just see them and just every day walking down the street. I feel like if they're there, really just take the time to really internalize it and sense where it is you feel as if you need to then, tap into or actually act upon more so. And also, being honest with yourself too. I feel like it's very important. Can you hear me? Can
Can you
bring
hear
them
me?
out, make them stronger. I like that. Can you hear me?
Could you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, okay. So Bell is saying, I said I like that answer, and I hope that it helps somebody, an older person who is watching tonight. So, but Bell is saying there's a need for a transformational mindset to the youths back in Africa. They think only about wealth and will go to extents that you least expect. How do you change this mindset?
So, man, I love that question. Something that I've even said, for change in general is reform. You know, I feel as if that when people get to a certain place in their life, they're stuck in that way. No matter whether it's good or bad, they begin to think that they're right. So I feel as if reform is something that will then ultimately change the future, because the younger generation, more so, or the generation that's up and coming, they're seeing all this, not only toxicity, this, you could even sometimes call it insecurities, just downright evil per se sometimes.
Yeah.
you know you're coming from a different place, because now you're seeing the leaders that are in charge, and now you're able to then say, I do not want to be like that leader that has created the system we are currently going through.
Mm.
So I would say it's a matter of reform over time.
And it's not really it's not something that just a motivational um, word or what can
It's
change,
deeper
right?
than that. It's deeper than that, because if I was
Deeper.
to say something motivational, that'd be just top. That'd be surface level. What
Yeah.
else is going on in other countries per se is systematic.
Yeah.
Deeper.
Yeah.
I could tell the leader of any country, hey, I feel as if you should do this, but then they're gonna act in their own right for the most part, depending on how the government is ran. So, yeah, that's my honest answer.
So the hack method,
Mhm.
how again, repeat what hack stands for.
The HAC in hack method stands for habits, accountability, and consistency.
Consistency. Habits, accountability, and consistency. So let's break it
Yes.
down. Habits, accountability, and consistency. Talk about habits. Let's talk about habits in the hack method.
So the habits are more so those things. I don't say those things. Let's say those tools that you build within your life to help you in those moments that are dire, or those moments where you feel as if you're being lackadaisical. And those habits that you've built over time will then be what you focus on to then get you to that next level of that slump that you may be going through. So it's something that does not happen overnight.
Yeah, so it's a daily
It's a definitely a
practice.
daily practice. It definitely is a daily.
And I'm going to take it a bit further. How do you how do you build those habits? Because habits are the hardest things to form. Because
Mhm.
once you can build a habit, it serves you for life, be it positively or negatively. I mean, I can speak for myself. I started, I'm one of those who, because I have hair on my chin, right? And so I started doing that, and now it's a habit that I can't stop. Like, it's one of my biggest fighting this habit is it has taught me so much about myself and
Right.
about the discipline. So, but how do you, before these habits are formed? Because sometimes when you're forming habits, I'm trying to get into the habit of waking up at 5 o'clock. It's a struggle.
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
Your process.
How do you? What are some of the things that you tell yourself to be able to build that habit?
I like to weigh the alternatives, right? I like to say, all right, so if this is something that I'm able to work on and then develop, how will it then help me in the long run? For
Okay.
example, something that I do probably subconsciously at this point is I'll look to make up the bed no matter where I'm at. So every morning, I'm going to make up the bed. I'm going to tidy it up. I'm going to fix it up, something. I'm going to tidy it up, though, in some shape or form. And the reason why is because then think about it. You've accomplished a task early in the morning to just start your day. You've now accomplished one thing that you can come back and say that, you know what? I've done this. I've at least got this out the way. So what's
Right.
next today? So it's building those it's building habits that you really do believe internally will actually help you grow into the individual that you're striving to become.
So it's what you tell yourself in building the habit.
Right. But it's also what you do. Because at the end of the day, right, I could talk all day. But if it's not actually something that you are doing, then the progress and where you're striving to, actually get to is going to be, I don't want to use the word limited, but
Mm,
it's not going to be all that it can be. Let's say that.
mm, you're
Because
right.
what you say, it does become, reality. But then
Yeah.
if you're actually doing the work, how does it then actually become something that's concrete and then goes deeper than just the conscious mind to the subconscious mind?
Yeah, because habits again are formed in the subconscious mind, isn't it?
Exactly.
Great. So accountability.
Mhm.
I hope
Okay.
that helps someone. I hope that helps someone.
I'm saying, I hope it did too. Uh, Accountability is the way that I use it in the book, and the context to which I did use it was really holding yourself to the standard that you see for yourself.
Hmm.
What exactly are you looking forward to that you are actually, working so hard for? And so the reason why I, more so put it there for accountability is because at the end of the day, say no one else holds me accountable. Can I look myself in the mirror and say that, look, this is something that I said I was going to do? Did I do it? So no one else needs to tell me anything, because I need to be able to look into the mirror and really ask myself, are you really doing all that you can to get yourself out of the situation that you're currently going through? Focusing on the things that are within my control.
Right.
So, yeah, that to me, that was the chapter, or that's what I really focused on for consistency.
You've got your family here. Your auntie's asking a question.
I, I saw one of the questions that she had previously, and it was, she was just saying, but how did you get this grit at such a young age? Can I answer that?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
My reasoning behind that, for me was because I always used to see my mom work so hard. I always used to see my mom wake up, go to work, come. She wouldn't even come back home. She'd just go to school. So she was working on getting her bachelor's. So she'd go to work for, if it's 8 to 12 hours. Then after that, go to commute to school, be there for a few hours, and then come back home. So she was always gone all day. And I saw that from, I was like, what, 7, 8, 9. And so because I saw that, I said, man, working so hard. And I tell my mom, you know what, mom, I'm going to retire you. But mind you, I'm like 8 years old. I don't know what retire means. I'm just saying it, but then I was like, you know what? No, 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 no. Mom, I'm going to retire you. And over time, not only have I begun to believe that, but I've instilled that within my daily habits. And something I write down every single day is that, I retire my mom. I will retire my mom.
Oh, shout out to Delphine.
That that's something I've consistently, like, I beat at every single day that I see it. Like, if it's gonna happen, it's something that I have to make happen. Point blank. Period.
See, which I'm going, which ties nicely to this your auntie's question, Cecilia's question, because you
Right.
talked about you being a child, even 8 years old, and you started saying you retire your mom, and unconsciously your subconscious mind has picked on that, and I'm sure you're working. You would find for the rest of your life you probably work towards that. So
Oh,
how do
definitely.
you now, knowing what you know now, how do you teach children how to build healthy habits? How, you can't teach. You're not a teacher, right? But how would you inspire or motivate young children to build healthy habits that they can grow into concretely, like you
Well,
said?
first, I would like to say that, in some shape or form, we are all teachers, right? In some shape or form, we're all
Yeah,
teaching
true,
stuff.
true.
So now with that too, is that in order to then teach someone X, Y, and Z, you need to be a role model. I feel like that's point blank period. Because as one of the comments even said, talk is cheap. I could talk all day, but now what are you actually doing? So I saw my mom work hard. I saw her work. That's all I saw. I saw her work. So because I saw her work, before I knew it, I embedded that within my lifestyle. And the next thing I knew, I took that to a new level and said, what else am I able to do? Because then I wanted to work smarter, not harder. And so that's something that I definitely learned from my mom, because I saw her grit, I saw her work ethic, I saw her passionately, take care of me and my, my sister. So, and because of that, I said, with all these opportunities that are quote unquote within America, what am I then able to then go and achieve and accomplish?
Yeah, yeah, I love that. And which I need to let me make a note of that because I need to come back to that. So, and again, shout out to your mom. She's done an amazing job, Delphine.
What?
Well done.
You
But
know,
so, So we've talked about habits, accountability, and now the C in the hack method.
So the C stands for consistency. And like not say regardless, but as you're building habits, as you're becoming more accountable to everything that you need to do within your life, you need to be consistent. For example, why do you think people say, I'm going to work out, I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to eat right, I'm going to wake up earlier, I'm going to do all these things? And I'm not saying it to mock anybody. I'm saying it because you're professing what it is that you're going to do, yet how often did you do it to make it happen? Statistically, it takes 21 to 66 days to form a habit. Regardless of it being a habit, you still have to be consistent to even get there to the 21 days. It's 3 weeks. Mind you, there's 52 weeks in a year. So if statistically for 3 weeks you were consistent, before you know it, you can be consistent every single day of the week in some shape or form. Now, not every single day is going to be perfect, but in some shape or form, you're able to build a habit within 3 weeks. Imagine all the days, the hours, the minutes, the seconds that we have not put to good use. I'm a product of that. I promise you, I'm a product of that myself. But then think about it, all the good that you have done within your life. And so think about what you are building and what you have built, good habits or bad. So just be mindful about that. And the reason I keep focusing on the habits is because it's all a foundation. I'm not to say that you can't be accountable and not have the other two, but it's just to say that think about it. In everything that we do within our life, it's either a habit, you've held yourself accountable to it, regardless if it's good or bad, and then you're just consistent in it as well. Regardless of how you try to word it, put it, flip it, smack it, we're just doing it subconsciously. It is what it is. So just own up to that, and then say, what are the things that I need to work on within my life? Because I'm not going to sit here and tell you you're wrong, you're not doing it right, this is that. No, I'm just going to ask you a question. What is it that you are able to do within your life to then be better than what you currently are? I do not have the answer, but you do.
That's right. And you breaking it down to only 3 weeks. It takes 3 weeks to build a habit. I've never really thought of it like that. It takes only 3 weeks, and there are how many weeks in a year to build a habit? And I am not okay. So, guys, I think that's what I'll take from here. If I can stop touching my chin for 3 weeks, I'm good.
Seriously. Seriously. For example, something I used to do, like I was growing a
Mhm.
beard, now I'll just go like this. I'll just go
Yeah,
like, just go like this. I'll just go I didn't realize how bad it was until like there's certain things like, hey, you're not actually like rushing it. Better yet, something I used to do, right? I used to like eat certain foods that I like thought were good for me. Like a year ago from today, or like right now, I had a terrible eating schedule. Like it was bad. Like I thought I was eating healthy, but the portion sizes to which I was eating were not healthy at all. No portion sizes. Like it's major, right? So I had to correct that. And the second I corrected that, that really is what's ultimately taking me to the level that I'm at today.
yeah, I did see your six pack. Yeah,
It's been a
healthy
process.
kid. Yeah. I know for someone who lives in America. So yeah, which brings me nicely to what you do. I mean, you are a young Cameroonian American. You were not born in Cameroon. You were born in America. With a from hardworking parents, because I know both your parents. And but it's interesting to me that you chose to go into the military, because you're now in the military. Because I know that a lot of us who go into the military, a lot of us immigrants, we go there, because it's the quickest way to, get yourself settled,
Mm,
right?
mm.
So why would you, with all the opportunities that you have in America, choose to go into the military?
Well, so my reasoning is different and a little bit unorthodox from everyone else's reasoning. And my
Mm,
because I wanted to experience a different type of discipline and a different type, and honestly, being able to put on the uniform. And so for me, that was the biggest opportunity that I felt I was able to tap into was the military. Now, and that's about it. That's really it. And because I've joined the military, I've met amazing people. I've met amazing people. So it's really a different environment. So, be mindful about the things and the reasoning as to why you joined the military. And something that I've really learned from that is that when you're getting into certain things, be honest with yourself and know that it is a commitment in itself. The military
Okay.
in itself is a very big commitment.
All right.
So you always yourself know that you're signing up for something.
Okay. All right. Oh my God, this has been amazing, Randy. I've really, I mean, I've enjoyed having this conversation. So, what's the question that you wanted to ask, so that we can have a winner of your book today? So somebody uh, can go home with your book.
So my question, is something that I know it's been an hour, so I'll be mindful about that. And I would say, what was that one thing that you were able to do to tap into your greatness?
So somebody who thinks that they have been able to tap into their greatness,
What
right?
was what was that you're able to do
To tap into
to
your
then
greatness.
add to your greatness?
Okay. So while the ponder on that, before we get the responses, and even if we do get the responses after the show, it would have been lovely to tell you the winner on the show, but I know you have to go. I mean, and then we're trying to keep these shows to 1 hour, guys, because but in the meantime, what's some last words that you would like to say to the people who have spent this hour with you, listening to you speak, and where can they follow you, so
So
that they can get a bit more?
my name, Randy Mbouge. You can look it on Amazon, on social media, my website. My website is www.randyandbouge.com. So you can find me there. Just look up Randy Mbouge and you will find me. And now, my last gem would be take action and be honest about your process. That's what I would say would be my last gem, is to be honest and know that, take action today and do not worry about what other people think about you.
We got any two people. We've got Beatrice Alenda, who says Has was refusing to quit, and Vera, who says reflection. I developed a 5 minutes reflective time every morning. So,
Mm.
so,
Close,
so you,
close. I'll just throw out a tip. This is a hint. This is a hint. Remember, what did you write at the top of this? That is a hint.
what am I good at?
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I
Thank,
won't.
thank you so much for all the.
What am I good at?
Thank you so much
No.
for support, and this was amazing. I felt like I actually was able to go international for the first time. Thank you. Thank you.
No, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. And yeah, like your website's on and it's Randy Mbouge. It's been a pleasure, Randy, and I wish you good luck with the book. And yay! All right,
It's a pleasure. Pleasure.
bye for now.
Bye bye. Team, do what we do.
Team, do what we do. Yeah, that's what
Team,
Randy
do what
calls.
we do. Out.
Oh, that was good. That was really good. Really, really kudos, young man. Honestly, I'm proud of the young man. He's done well. So yeah, so his book is available. I think it's available on that website, and randymbuge.com. But I think I'll take home quite a few things from the hack method and from what Randy has said. Most importantly, to tap into your greatness, find out what it is you are good at. Find out what it is you're good at. And I think I learned from him that it's never too late. It's never too late, because the worst thing you want to go to the end of your life, especially those who are a lot older than like us, those of us who are older. You don't want to go, we don't know how long we're going to live, right? So you could live till 90. You don't want to have all that time spent on regrets, on the things that you could have done that you couldn't do. So it's never too late. That's the beauty of being in the Western world for us immigrants. It's never too late to start afresh. So don't be afraid. afraid. Tap into your greatness and live out your dream. It's never too late. That's what I've learned. But it starts with getting out a piece of paper, writing down what exactly you think you're great at. Thank you guys for another amazing episode of the Guarantee Show. Thank you for participating. If you found this beneficial, please like. We only have 9 likes, so I don't know if of all the people that watch, only 9 people liked the show today. Like. Let's see some love. Like and share it. Share it if you think you know someone who could benefit from listening to this. Please share. God bless you, and I'll see you next week, Wednesday. We're back on our live shows now, so we'll see you next week, Wednesday, 8 p.m. British summer time. So have a lovely evening and goodbye.